How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing if you like what you see, because we have the Royal Knights near max rarity here from our regional champion Saf, facing off against the Sukamon pile. Just once again back on top tables. Two very different approaches to deck building. The Royal Zoo versus the cheap Evo level 4 Chump Rush. Dynasmon going to be hitting into a Dynasmon. We are going to go into the Sukamon. So now we've got two of them. This one going to float into or add a Tumon or Etemon to hand. It's going to trash the rest. I'm going to set up the blocker. Draws into a second blocker Etemon. And this one will be relevant for the float. If he does open a Purge, which is right on cue, he's going to drop the Purge. That is going to let him play the Dynasmon into the stack. We are going to see a Dynasmon come down, take the Ganku and the Omnimon. And we're going to see the Ciel to pass turn. Going to drag in the Ganku, which obviously is going to see even more value thanks to the Sisters already being in play. Going to see Parabolic swing at security. Works pretty frequently because you do have such big bodies in security, so swinging it in, more likely to actually do something. Gonna swing into the Metal Etemon. And then we're gonna be able to take either a Kingsuka or a Tumon. Gonna take both. That Tumon is played suspended thanks to the Inherit, so we've gone 4 wide off of a 1 swing. Gained all of that memory, and we are gonna see King Sukamon, which is gonna turn the Sister into poop, I want to say. I'm pretty sure we have enough Sukamons in trash. I see at least 2 King Sukas, and then the other one swung in. Yeah, so we definitely have 3. So that would poop token something. That was played this turn. All of these, basically nothing can swing. So we're going to go into the King Etemon. Chokes to 1. And also now all of the Sukamons and Etemons have blockers. We're on a tripod today, so someone clearly, I guess, kicked the tripod. Happens. So a little bit of scuff angle for the rest of this. Apologies. I don't know what happened to my Elgato arm that I usually clamp on the table, but this was just the solid arm on a tripod. Doing what everyone else does, just doing what we can. Alphamon is going to, I guess, clear the board and then also makes it so if you are 11 play cost or 10 play cost or higher, can't swing. Because that would have probably been enough to get the kill. Gonna go Parabolic, swings at security, is gonna get the memory back, and we are gonna check, add a card to hand. And now the problem is the Etemons are too big. Platinum Sukamon's there for the D-Digivolve. Ooh, and if we... Gonna Omnimon Zwart for 6, trash 3, and then we get to float into 2 of the blocker Etemon? I don't know, maybe do you go King Suka? Okay. So I'm going to go 2 King Sukas. And it is going to turn both of them into the tokens. And that is a very big board of blockers. So all the Royal Knights going to get sucked back in. Ciel still there with a reboot. Not that I think it matters all that much. 4 Yggdrasil, 5 Knights. I forget is it how much Yggdrasil actually reduces it by. So 13, that only costs 1, so I guess each one is 2. Gonna play the Dynasmon underneath once again. And once again, just putting that big paywall that says you cannot ride at security if you are this tall. Did we go Jesmon to try and clear board here? I think we're trying to calculate whether it's Omnimon time or not. Because there's no memory blocker, so you can't really stop the memory blocker. Although if there was, then I think he would just go Marcus. Yeah, they're still trying to figure out the numbers for it. Because if you overextend, then you've got 5 bodies swinging at security next turn. In fact, the King Sukamons themselves are going to be swinging for multiple checks. That's a really great way of clearing the board. strip 2, and then for every Royal Knight, it's... I thought it was for every Royal Knight you bounce one with no sources. The card will be on screen anyway, so they'll get to do the fun stuff. Ooh, double Cooties Kick makes it unblockable. Yeah, that's fair. Unblockable. I feel like I would have preferred to see the King Sukamon go. Because you go King Sukamon, swing, it popped the other thing, you get the de-digivolve, and you still get the second check. Again, the Alphamon effect has blanketed off the rest, so they can't do anything to clear it. I don't know if you just Gaia React to this. Yeah, maybe you just Gaia React to this. This War does make things a little bit awkward. Because it is, you can't attack players with it, and there's nothing suspended, so it's not like they can swing and try and get something. I think they're thinking about Gaia Reactor, but I feel like you just go for it. You just Gaia Reactor, and then you play a new body. Looks like, okay, so they're going to play the Chumon. Going to go into King Sukamon. Again, turn something into poop. That's going to hit into the final Purge. Again, it's why I'm not a super fan of how that last attack went. I feel like I would have preferred to see the King Suka threaten 2 checks. Because it probably would have died on the second check. And even then, if it didn't die, you just Gaia Reactor it. So Gaia Reactor is going to kill... It's the highest play cost. So Ganku is going to be sticking. Oh, there's a misplay here. There is a misplay here. So when the Platinum Sukamon died, they didn't do the minus 3k and sec onto the Gankumon. If they had, then when the Gaia Reactor goes off, it would have killed everything, and then the turning into poop would have been able to kill it. And now we do have the gang, the boys, the squad. The Uber driver is here. Omnimon looking to get you to your destination of a round 1 win. Alright, the squad rolls up. Chip, chip, chip. Let's see the Pride Memory Boost. Doesn't matter. We are swinging for game 1. Alright, game number 2. Going to be starting off with Sukamon going first. So thinking about it, I'm not entirely sure that the board clear would have mattered all that much. I think the more pivotal thing would have been to see the King Sukamon go unblockable 2 checks into security. Because then you can play for the Gaia Reactor. You'll still get the memory back when you do choose to kill it with the Cooties Kick. And I think that's what was more important in the long run in order to secure game 1. And of course, still being able to get the board clear thanks to the King Sukamon, etc. Or King Etamon even, would have been a great way to board clear. I don't think the memory would have mattered. You still needed to find a way to find that check to prevent Omnimon from coming out. But ultimately, it's a learning experience. There's not much Royal Knights practice you can get unless someone is willing to drop the dollar for it. And blinged out this deck is. Going to see the strip and bounce this time. Great way to play it around black. Obviously, everyone knows that on deletion is where black wants to be, like purple in that respect. Ooh, I'm not sure I agree with that. The correct way to do that would have been to play the Tamer first. Because then the Tamer comes down for 4, and then you can suspend the Tamer immediately to get the draw. So that would have been the better way to do it. Would have saved them 1 memory, which meant they wouldn't have actually been able to get the sister here. Gonna go into the second one. I think we're just double checking to see how many we have on the King Suka. Alright, this time we're going to play the Chumon. This time we're going to get the draw. So, recognizing it this time, just getting a little bit more value, does actually hit into something else. There's nothing to de-digivolve. I feel like the de-digivolve in this matchup only matters if you're going into... only matters if you're playing into something else. We're going to reveal... I guess it was Parabolic. Chumon's going to play itself suspended. And then we're going to pitch something to potentially bring it back. I don't know if he's going to bother. Okay, we are going to see it. And we are going to Digivolve. And they do go for the Etamon blocker. However, it is suspended. I don't know. I think I would have preferred to go over the 2-color Chumon. Both of them have the when die float effect. It just would have actually given you a blocker that is unsuspended. I guess it doesn't matter though, because we're going to see the source strip and bounce it back to hand. All Force Digimon is really putting in work in this matchup. Blue, of course, just the bane. The bane of the existence. 3 purges though. So we wouldn't really see that same All Force putting in nearly as much work as it normally would if it wasn't for those option cards bringing it back. And Digivolve in the back for 2. Gonna pay the full cost on that one, which kind of stings. Gonna see the are we gonna see the blocker? I feel like at this point you just swing it, because if the poor Cubamon dies, the Chumon dies as well. So you might as well chip them for an extra 1. Although I guess Ganku is a native blocker, so it's not all that important. Gonna Digivolve for 1 to get the choke. I like that. The Marcus hasn't been used at all. Alright, Purge is going to bring back the... I think they were thinking about bringing back the Leopardmon, but they're just going to clear their own board first. Leopardmon, then going to use it to play the Omnimon, and we are going to pick up everything. So it looks like we'll be calling curtains, not just to the game, but the set as well. Still getting to see all the different little techs that the Sukamon pile can do. The new Dual Tamer is actually something that we added in very recently. I think that really has legs. Congo going to stop the small bodies, so that's going to stop Magnamon from swinging. But it's not enough to Hammer Spark it out. Izzy just one little bit too late. Hope you enjoyed everything that was on screen, as we do see Royal Knights take the dub at 2-0. And if you made it this far, as always, make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.